how they would work, also to be figured out. I think, off the top of my head, I would say that Charms and Runes should still work as they do now in terms of the effects they give, except it'll just be on top of, the upgraded body part. And the upgraded body parts will have their own unique effects and how those interact. I think our game designers will definitely have some challenges and fun with that, of how we make sure to balance upgrades, upgraded parts versus power-ups, which are charms and runes. But yeah, they'll work in tandem.
Awesome, very exciting. Thank you.
No problem. Great question.
All right. Yeah, winding down a little bit. We'll probably take a few more questions here in this final 10 minutes, but this has been another really great space. Appreciate everyone for tuning in and asking these great questions. Shedra, a new face. What can we do for you?
Hello, Zayori, and nice to meet everyone. I might be new today, but I'm in the community for a while already. Thank you, everybody, for this space, and welcome, Philip, to the wild jungle. I have a few questions for Philip. The first one, I would like to know how can we see the ladder working on Origins? Like, I could say on the last league there was like a bear level 3 or something like that when the victory happened. If you could speak better how the ladder is going to work, or how the matchmaking is meant to work in the new version. And also, if you could talk about more about the badges idea, what the concept, and when you are looking to adding those badges. And the third and last question is, we will have achievements in the game. For example, if I have used 10 sandal cards in a day, or if I acquired, I don't know, 100 victories in a month or something like that.
Got it. Yeah, so in terms of the leaderboard system, I actually will probably get back to you on that. I haven't dug into that particular part as deeply as I probably should, but as far as I understand so far, it'll still be a ladder system, but yeah, it'll be a bit more fun, where you have different animals that represent different levels that players can reach, and then the matchmaking will obviously be based on kind of the different levels that players reach. And then on badge system, also very early stage, I need to work with Jeff on our marketplace team to figure out where that fits in. Obviously there's a bunch of things we need to do before that, including getting Origin out, getting all the changes into the marketplace and the client for Origin, and then also IP systems, as mentioned earlier. And then, then we have to prioritize against things like Axie accessories or upgrading versus badges as well. So all of that we need to figure out together. If people strongly feel that certain one should come before another, definitely, voice it to me on Twitter or wherever else you can find me. But those will all come kind of later this year, hopefully. In terms of achievements, I think that'd be cool. I would love to be able to integrate that into our work for badges as well, if we can. If there's some way to have achievements that you can get daily, or maybe it's part of the quest system that we can, have different ways. Right now the quest is, just complete battles, but there could be quests that are, use a certain number of cards a day and get a reward or whatnot. So that'd be really cool too. I think coming from Pokemon Go as well, we had a kind of quest system where it encouraged players to play in different ways and do a lot of different tasks. And it'd be cool to have something similar to that with Axie as well.
Cool. I have one last question. Sorry. We will ever see a different composition of Axie battles, like 2v2, 5v5, or team versus team inside Origins? I would imagine that we're gonna see something like that on land, but perhaps we could see some kind of team gameplay in Origins as well, or no?
Yeah, I mean, as in general, I'm a big fan of cooperative and types of gameplay and social gameplay. So whether that be team battles or guilds or whatever it is, I think it would be really cool. Definitely much further down the line. But yeah, I would love that personally.
Yeah, and I've actually been getting more and more questions about Axie team play recently from the esports side. There's a lot of folks out there that I guess seem to have this thesis that team games are more successful in esports, and hence Axie should try to move into being a team game, and that'll bring in more, traditional esports organizations that can help, with marketing and just expand our whole cycle. And I think there's some truth to that, but I also think that there's a lot of merit to exciting 1v1 games, and there's ways that we can build the team element into 1v1s, like where you have 3 people on each team and you play against each other until each side is out of players and stuff like that. We're totally open to experiment with some team formats. And I think we've even got a couple events on this esports grant that have also, they're working on building out some kind of team-based, sort of guild versus guild type formats. So something we're very much experimenting with.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Great questions. All right. The Kev. This might be our closer here. We'll see if this is a long one. But the Kev, welcome up to the podium. What can we do for you?
Hello? Can you listen to me?
Yep, you sound great.
Okay. I'm going to do the question in Spanish because I think we have also to talk in our language. So, mi pregunta para un poco en general, ¿no? Para Philip y también para Zayor y demás, sería cómo ven ellos a futuro, la perspectiva de futuro en lo que serían los guilds pequeños, ¿no? No estamos hablando de guilds de 100, 200, 300 jugadores, sino de a lo mejor 20 jugadores y demás. Más que nada a la hora del cambio a Origin, que es súper motivante, por ejemplo, para el juego competitivo o gente que jugamos a nivel competitivo en el leaderboard y demás. Pero quizás para la adaptación de escolas y la devaluación de los Axies y demás es un poco difícil adaptar a lo mejor esa inversión para poder mantener las becas o que los becados puedan continuar jugando, ¿no? Aparte de la pregunta, dar las gracias por darme la oportunidad de preguntar y también agradecer pues la oportunidad de poder jugar a este juego y compartir tantos momentos con la comunidad de Axie.
Thank you so much. Muchas gracias, Kev, por la pregunta. I'm going to translate. What Kev just asked is he's concerned about little guilds because when the process is being made into Origin, he wonders what is going to happen in a world of very competitive, like gaming for little scholars regarding changes. And that he also wants to add that he's extremely grateful to be playing this beautiful game and being part of the community.
Yeah, I think if I understand the question correctly around, just I guess difficulty and how competitive it'll get. Yeah, I mean, I think across the leaderboard there'll be different levels of competitiveness, and if certain players are, working with different Axies or not spending as much time studying the meta and figuring out different combos, then yeah, I think you may be less successful. But I think if you are really learning the game and competing and figuring out what works and what doesn't over time, then yeah, I think everyone should be able to have success in the game and compete with all the different types of combos that are going to emerge.
Thank you very much, Philip. I'm going to be translating. Kev, lo que acaba de decir Philip es que entiende tu pregunta acerca de las dificultades que van a obtener las pequeñas guilds en el mundo competitivo y te da la respuesta de que definitivamente habrán distintos niveles de competencia en el leaderboard con distintas posibilidades de Axies sin tener que darle necesariamente el énfasis al meta para con distintas guilds y que en Axie Infinity en el futuro también va a poder haber muchísimas posibilidades de éxito sin depender de seguir el meta consecuentemente, ¿no? Así que habla acerca de una posibilidad de amplia cantidad de combos, amplia cantidad de body parts, las cuales en general van a dar muchas oportunidades dentro de distintos niveles competitivos de esports.
Ok, muchísimas gracias por traducirlo y nada, un placer también cerrar lo que es el espacio y muy buena información hoy que hemos tenido sobre Axie Infinity y sobre el futuro de Origin.
What Kev just said is that he's extremely happy to be closing the space, and that he's extremely happy to have been able to speak to, and that he's very thankful to everybody. Thank you.
Amazing. And we're thankful to have you here, Kev. Thank you so much for stepping up. So I did lie a little bit. We're going to have two more because we had someone else just join us here, and I want to hear from the Spanish speaker. We've got to hear from Azarian. I met this man in Portugal, a great player, great content creator. Lima, we got some more work for you. Azarian, what's going on, brother?
Hello everyone. Thank you very much for letting me speak here. I'm gonna do my question in Spanish, so it's better for me. I'm kind of nervous. It's the first time I use the Twitter Space. Bueno, mi pregunta es un poco similar a la que acaba de responder ahora mismo, bueno, la que acaba de hacer ahora mismo de Kev, que era un poco saber cómo podemos hacer o qué es lo que va a pasar al transicionar a las Ori. Cuando eres un jugador competitivo ya tienes, ¿cómo decirlo? Ya sabes que vas a tener que adaptarte un poco al meta, pero cuando tienes a lo mejor 100 scholars o más de 100 scholars, tener que adaptar 100 cuentas es mucho más difícil. Pero bueno, creo que más o menos respondieron ya a la pregunta que acaba de hacer de Kev. Responde un poco a mi pregunta también.
Thank you so much. I'm going to be translating. Azarian, muchísimas gracias, hermano. Y desde mi punto de vista personal, gracias por todo lo que haces por la comunidad. The question that he asked is that his question was very similar to the previous question, and he would like to know how is going to be the transition for guilds, because he knows that competitive players, they have this ability to adapt when they have only to figure out the future for their teams. But regarding hundreds of teams, what could you say about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think switching over to a brand new game for anyone, I think is definitely not a simple transition. But yeah, I think it may take some time for everyone to ramp up, but hopefully as guilds, can help each other and learn together and figure out. I think even for people not in guilds, they're gonna have to figure out the new metas and all the new battle systems. So I think at scale, I think the individuals will definitely, need to put in effort to learn what works and what doesn't, and figure out the strategies that will work and share that together. And I think guilds do have that advantage where they have a lot of different people that can play and learn different things to share with each other to figure out what works faster.
It's going to be, right, like our approach is to try to make things that are easy to learn, but have incredible depth and are difficult to master, right? Making the game something where you can improve in terms of your skill and you're constantly learning, that's actually what, right, like motivates many people to play games. So it's really important that we have that process. Also, right, that mastery is what allows our content creators, right, our educators within the ecosystem to make really important content to help kind of unveil new strategies and tips and tricks and things like that. So yeah, I think the Axie community has so many great educators, leaders, content creators that Origin is really, it's going to be a huge challenge for everybody, but as a community, we will be up to the task.
Thank you so much. I'm going to be translating for Azarian. Azarian, lo que acaba de decir el hermano Philip es que cambiar a un nuevo juego definitivamente no es una transición simple, puede tomar un tiempo en adaptarse, pero él considera que el aprendizaje en conjunto de parte de todas las guilds es bastante importante, ¿no? En escala, poner el esfuerzo de aprender qué cosa funciona y qué cosa no y ver las estrategias juntos es algo indispensable tanto para las personas que pertenecen a una guild como las personas que juegan individualmente. Él considera que el trabajo en equipo va a ser fundamental para esto. Y Gijos, lo que dice Gijos es que en nuestro enfoque es hacer cosas que son fáciles de entender, pero con dificultad en la profundización. Hay aprendizaje constante y educación y que es importante mantener ese proceso. También habla acerca de que esa maestría, ese mastery, hace posible que los creadores de contenido y los educadores también puedan desarrollarse al máximo hablando de trucos, estrategias, información, y que la comunidad Axie tiene excelentes líderes, excelentes creadores de contenido, excelentes educadores